everyone, Elizabeth here with this month's cosplay segment. Now the holidays and Christmas are coming up next month, which means it's time to start buying people gifts. And if there's a cosplayer you know who you want to buy a present for, this segment is for you. We're going to give you some gift ideas for cosplayers, you know, the low end, the high end, and everything in between that you can get them for the holidays. So the obvious gift that we can suggest is gift cards to places like, you know, Joann's, Michael's, AC Moore's, Hancock Fabrics, any type of craft store that all cosplayers probably go to. But it's not just limited to that. If the cosplayer you know is really into mold making or resin casting or any type of casting, then you can give them a gift certificate to Reynolds, which has lots of awesome supplies for that type of costume work. You can also give them a website, a gift card to a website that sells wigs like Arta or Epic Cosplay, or any wig website really. And also if there's any craft sites or fabric websites that you know they visited lately, maybe they posted a fabric that they really liked from the certain fabric website, give them a gift certificate to that website and they can buy that fabric that they wanted. Another cool thing that you can get is books on sewing and tips about doing different techniques and things like that. And there's two books I highly recommend that all cosplayers should have. One of them is Vogue Sewing, which has tips on everything from picking out fabric to doing different types of stitches and everything in between, to really some like high-end couture type techniques that really advanced people can get their hands on. There's also this book called Fabric Savvy, which has a page or two dedicated to each type of fabric out there, so you can see what kind of needles you need to use, how you should pre-wash it, and how to pretty much handle any type of fabric. It's super useful and it has some technique instructions in there as well that people can use. Now for supplies, I mean, you can never have too many supplies as a cosplayer, but you should kind of tailor them towards the person that who you're buying for. So if they do a lot of armor and things like that, you know, buy them some craft foam or Ava foam, Cintra or Warbla, or Wonderflex, something that they can use to make armor for an upcoming project that they're doing. Even if they haven't used it before, you could get it for them if you know that's something that they want to dabble in and try something new. That would be a really interesting gift to get too. Also, if they use that kind of things, wood glue, gesso, which I have some right here, and Mod Podge. This is also used a lot in armor making and prop making as sealants and for doing layers and things like that. Also molding and resin supplies. Instead of just giving them the gift card to Reynolds, you can buy, if you know this is a specific type of resin they like to use, you can get them that resin. If they do embroidery, get them embroidery thread and embroidery floss. Maybe, you know, massive amounts of elastic. I always find myself needing elastic, and I tend to buy it in bulk. So buy them, you know, notions like this in bulk, like big things of elastic, big things of Velcro. This has lasted me for like months. Boning, horsehair, things like that. That they will probably need every once in a while but would hate to run out of. For tools, even if they do have it, a really nice pair of cutting shears, of fabric shears like ginghams, they're like 35 bucks at Joann's. You can use a coupon or see if they go on sale, and those would be a fantastic present. Just, you know, don't ever borrow them and use them on something other than fabric. A see-through ruler. You can find these in the quilting section like these. These are awesome, and these help you, you know, figure out what you're making and help you measure stuff, and you can see the fabric underneath it easily and mark things really easily. There's also this curve ruler. It's called a French curve, I think. This is used for like pattern making and stuff, and the type, and you know, as a regular ruler as well. You can see my TV reflection in that. So if someone wants to get into more advanced techniques, you know, get them one of these, which is pretty cool. If they do a lot of wig work, a wig stand, a wig head. You can never have too many wig heads. Some other cool tools which are really useful are a wood burner, which you can use to burn plastic and burn foam to cause like weathering on armor. A mouse sander, those aren't really expensive. They're at Home Depot for $30–40. and that can be used to sand big props and big armor very quickly. Also, a hot knife, the same thing, is similar to a wood burner, but can be used to cut things very easily. And then there's also stuff that it really doesn't help to have multiple things of. A glue gun. I have 2 glue guns, and I always end up looking for each one of them for like 10 minutes when I need one. So I would not, object to having another glue gun, and glue sticks that run out of all the time. A heat gun, because if that thing fries on you, then you're like screwed at 11:30 at night trying to work on a costume. So it wouldn't hurt to have another one of those. Cutting tools, not just scissors, but like, utility knives and X-Acto knives. Those are really good to have extra of. A rotary tool, maybe not the super expensive Dremels, but stuff in between to help you do little things on projects. You would like, it'd be cool to have backups of these in case they break down on you when it's 2 in the morning and the con is in 2 days and you need to get your costume done. Needles, hand needles definitely, but when it comes to machine needles, either make sure you need to make sure you know what machine your friend has before you buy the machine needles, because certain needles work on certain machines. Just keep that in mind. And then thread, they do sell bulk packages of thread that, will have 15 colors or 40 colors or 120 colors, and those are really cool to have on hand so that you don't have to worry about, oh, I forgot to buy thread, maybe I'll actually have something on hand. And even if someone's been sewing for a long time, they probably have a huge thread collection, but it's always good to get new stuff in there and new colors. A big part of cosplay is being organized and keeping your workspace clean, which is a huge pain, but organization can help with that. So you can get thread holders, which you can find at craft stores and online, which are really useful. You can get small shelving units, plastic storage, big, small, medium bins that can be used to store costumes or store fabric or store pretty much anything. Garment bags are really useful for not just storing costumes at home, but bringing them to a convention so that stuff doesn't rub up against each other or get damaged, which happened to me once, which really sucked. And then nice hangers are good too. Regular hangers that you can hang stuff on. The ones with, I can't think of the word, but the whole pants, different types of hangers are really awesome to have. So that way you don't want to use wire hangers on your costumes, because that can cause weird things to happen, and you shouldn't use wire hangers anyway. Other things you can do that you can put together for your friends are maybe a cosplay repair kit for conventions. And most cosplayers have one, but they'll run out of stuff and not have time to fill it up and get new things in it. So it's that I don't think any cosplayer would say no to a cosplay repair kit. Also a sewing box. This is a sewing box that I have. The elastic broke, it's supposed to go like this. So get them a sewing box and maybe fill it up with notions. Mine just has random stuff I've collected over the years. Things like thread and freight check and needles if you know the machine, and pins. You can never have too many pins. Bobbins, the same with thread. Make sure you know the machine so you can get the correct type of bobbin. Hooks and eyes. Ooh, that just opened and spilled all over the place. Oops. Yeah, that type of stuff. There's some fusible in here. So just, go to Notions Wall. And if the Notions Wall at like Joann's is 50% off between now and Christmas, then, go then and buy some notions to put in a nice sewing box to give to somebody. You can also do gift certificates, different than what I mentioned at the top, but these are things like 1 day of sewing help. If you have a lot of sewing experience, but a friend of yours is just getting started, take a day to meet up with them and give them tips throughout the day. A day of organization help. Shiva actually came to my apartment a year ago, almost a year ago, and helped me clean my disaster area of a sewing area in my basement. I still wore a costume for that. And maybe 1 day of prop building help. I'm not a big prop builder, but if someone offered to me that as a present, I would not say no. And finally, I'm sure every cosplayer would love a sewing machine, but those are really, expensive. But if you have a group of friends who wants to get a sewing machine for a friend, I recommend the Brother CS 6000i, which is like a top rated sewing machine for beginners, and I think it's like $150 at like Amazon. I'm checking that right now. So I've seen nothing but good reviews on this. I had a Brother, and the only reason why it's broken because I dropped it on the floor. But yeah, it's $143 right now on Amazon, and you know, get a bunch of friends to chip in and give this to like your new cosplay friend who's just getting started in sewing, and they can, you know, start getting awesome at sewing. Another cool big gift you get for something is a cutting table. I got one last Christmas from my parents, and it is amazing. I don't have to cut fabric on the floor anymore. So that's also a great thing. I think it's like under $100 at some place like Joann's, so that's another cool thing to get. So those are our cosplay gift suggestions for the upcoming holidays and Christmas. If you have suggestions, you can, you know, comment below, or if you're watching this on YouTube, or shout out to us on Twitter, on Facebook, on any social media outlet that we're on, because we're on all of them. You can also email your suggestions to podcast@AnimeCons.tv, and you know, let us know what you think about gifts for cosplayers these holidays. And if you're a cosplayer and there are things on here that you liked for the holidays this year, you know, share this video with your friends and family and give them a little nudge as to what they should get for you. See you next time. Bye.